here's an example of how we're going to do each one. Here's the easy example. Here's the two functions they give us. If you'll just go ahead and circle those so you'll know what to refer to. They give us f of x and g of x. So to add them, all you have to do is add 2x and negative x plus 5. You just add them together. And when we add them, we just combine what? Like terms. Good. What makes something a like term? Same variable, same coefficient. I mean, not coefficient. Same variable, same exponent. Alright. So to subtract them, make sure you just put, if it says f minus g, put this function first. 2x minus this whole function. So you'll have to put it in parentheses. And then to work this one out, we would do what right here? Distribute the negative, then combine like terms. With multiplication, do you have a question, Michaela? You just stretching? Okay. With multiplication, all we're doing is multiplying, so we just distribute the 2x. With division, all you have to do is put this function over this function, and we don't ever simplify it, so it's that easy. But why do you think they say x cannot be, that means cannot equal 5 right here? Why could x not be 5 in this equation? Anybody? I'll give you 1 minute to think about it. If anybody can tell me why x can't be 5 in this, then you can draw the box. But you have to explain why. Huh? So what can equal 0? What do you mean by cancel out? Perfect. You can't divide anything by 0. What happens if you divide anything by 0? You can't. It'll be undefined, right? So, Sean, you're kind of on the right. Where would it come from? If we plug in 5 for x right here, this would be negative 5 plus 5, right? Which is what? 0. Alright, so when we divide, we just have to figure out what can we not plug in for x. And the easiest way to do that, you just set this bottom right here equal to 0. So negative x plus 5 equals 0. How would we solve for x in this one? Subtract 5, so we get negative x equals negative 5. Then we would, and get x equals 5. Good. So we would put comma, x cannot equal 5. Because that would make the bottom 0. And we know we can't divide by 0. Does that make sense? Okay. Alright, so what we're going to do for problems 1 and 2 is just do all the operations. Add them, subtract them, multiply them, and divide them. Okay? So we will start with f plus g of x. So go ahead and write that out. F plus g of x. And like I said, order does matter. It doesn't necessarily matter in addition, but we're going to practice it, okay? So what function are we supposed to put first? Good. Our f function, which is x minus 1. And then we're adding, so we put plus what? Good. And now all we have to do is clean it up. So my like terms are going to be x and 5x. That makes what? And then what's negative 1 minus 2? That's it. Questions? Easy enough? Alright, next one's going to be subtracting. So f minus g of x. Which one needs to go first? So x minus 1. And we're subtracting all of g, correct? So that means when we put a subtraction sign, we have to put g in parentheses. So it would be minus 5x minus 2. And now how do we clean that up? Distribute what? Good. So this will be x minus 1. What else? Very good. So f minus g of x is going to equal what? Good. Negative 4x plus 1. Very good. Any questions about that one? Everybody's good? I'm going to assume silence is a good thing. Okay. Alright, so f times g of x is next. So f times g of x. Which one goes first? X minus 1 times 5x minus 2. So how do we multiply these? Good. How do we know we're supposed to pull? Two binomials. Good. So my first terms are going to give me what? Good. Outer? Inner? Last. Good. So f times g of x. What's my final answer going to be? Perfect. Any questions? Alright, last one's going to be dividing, so f over g of x. So what is going to be my numerator in this one? What now? Good. And my denominator? Good. And like I said, division, you will never have to simplify these, okay? You can leave it like that. The only thing we need to find is our restrictions. What can x not equal to? Okay? So how do we find that again? Good. Set the bottom equal to 0. So we'd have 5x minus 2 equals 0. How do we solve for x? Add 2. And then, good. So x cannot equal 2 over 5. Perfect. And you can leave it like that. And again, why can x not equal 2 over 5? Good. The bottom would be 0. What now? Yeah. The bottom would be 0. We can't divide by 0. Questions? Pretty easy? Y'all like this?
You kept asking which one goes first.
Yes.
What case does it matter?
It would matter with division, right? If we put 5x minus 2 on top, that wouldn't be correct. And the multiplying, it wouldn't matter. The addition, it wouldn't matter. But subtraction and division, it won't give you the correct answer if you don't put f first. Alright, everybody good with those? Okay. Then you're going to do the next one on your own, but we're going to do them one at a time. So go ahead and do f plus g of x, and then I'll call on one person for the answer. And then if I need to go over it, I will. Please let me know if you need help on this. That you're adding the functions together. See how this is f of x? So instead of writing f of x plus g of x, so we try f plus g of x. So it's not, see how this says f of x? Right here, see how f plus g of x is the same thing as f of x plus g of x. We're just grouping these together and put an x in the output. Just like if I had negative 2 plus negative 30, I could rewrite this as negative 2 plus 30. Okay? Okay. So this is just saying that all these functions. Alright, Andrew, what'd you get? Caleb, what'd you get? Good. Do I have to put the plus 0? No. Do I need to work this one out?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So tell me what to write first if I'm writing the f function. And then we would put Good. The plus means that all of these signs will stay the same. So this is a plus x squared, a minus 8x, and a plus 4. Now we just combine our like terms. So does this one have a like term? Which one? Okay, when I'm adding these together, does the exponents change? No, just the what? Coefficients. So 3 plus 1 would be 4x squared. So now that we've combined these, the next one would be negative 8x. Does it have any like terms? No, so we just bring it down. And then the negative 4 plus 4 would give us what? 0. So we don't have to write that. Any questions on that one? Everybody's good? That's it? Alright, so go ahead and find f minus g of x then on your own. And I'll call them to mind in just a second. So same thing except all these signs are going to change. So the only thing that's going to change is all of these signs will change. You break that. Anybody got this one yet? Alright, Sean, what'd you get? Perfect. Do I need to go over this one? Yes? No? Oh, I don't mind. That's what I'm here for. That's what I get paid to do, so. Alright, what is the f? Good. And with the minus, it's subtracting all of g, right? So I like to put a minus and then put in parentheses x squared minus 8x plus 4, the entire function. So then from here, we got to get rid of the parentheses first, right? So how do we get rid of it? Distribute this negative. And what does the negative do to all of these? Just change the signs. Does it change these? We just bring them down. So this will be, and good. Is everybody okay with that part? So remember when you subtract them, it changes all the signs of the second function. Alright, so 3x squared, what is its like term? And what do you get when you combine them? Good, because 3 minus 1 would be 2, and you just keep the x squared. And then the 8x, does it have any like terms? No, so you just bring it down. And then these two right here, what's negative 4 minus 4? Negative 8. So I kind of put the same symbols under the ones that are like terms, so that'll help combine them. Questions? Everybody's good with that one. We can move on to multiplying. Okie dokie. Alright, multiplying. So f times g of x. Let's do this one together. I mean, you can work on your own if you'd like, but I'm going to work it on here. The first term, or the first function has to be 3x squared minus 4, correct? The next one is going to be x squared minus 8x plus 4. How would we multiply these? Good. Everybody knows that we're not fulling right here, right? To full, you have to have two what? This is a binomial in A. So first we would distribute what? The 3x squared to all of these, correct? So what is 3x squared times x squared? Good. Gotta add the exponents. Very good. And the last one would be, very good. So that's us multiplying 3x squared by all three of those terms. And now we'd have to multiply what by all three? Negative 4. Good. Make sure that the sign in front of 4 goes with it. So negative 4 times x squared. Negative 4 times negative 8x. And then negative 4 times 4. Good. From here we just do what? Alright, so tell me what to write. Good. Good. Go ahead. Very good. How do we know when we finished a problem like this? Good. There's no other like terms. Questions? Everybody's good with that? Multiplying. Alright, last one, division. So setting it up is the easy part. So f over g of x, what's going to go on top? On bottom? Alright, and now we have to do what? Set the bottom equal to 0 to solve, right? To make sure we know what we can't plug in for x. So if we set x squared minus 8x plus 4 equal to 0, how do we solve? Factor it? Okay, good idea. I'm going to move this. Is that okay? Alright, x squared minus 8x plus 4 equals 0. We're trying to solve. And Sean mentioned we could try to factor it. That's a great idea. What would we find? How would we factor it? Which is? Okay. And we're looking for factors of 4 that can add to be what? Okay, so give me some. There is none. So how do we do it then? How do we solve for x? Quadratic formula. If you don't have it memorized, you might as well memorize it because we're going to use it the entire year. Alright, so what is our b? So it'd be plus or minus. Good. Times. Good. All over. Great. I didn't put the a right here because it's what? 1. Alright, so what is 64 minus 16 right here? 8 plus or minus square root of 48 over 2. And are there any perfect squares that can go into 48? 4 and what? Okay, well let's think about this. Don't write this part down. 4 times 12. Are there any perfect squares that can go into 12? What? 4 and 3, right? So we could write 4 times 4 times 3. Or we could write 16 times 3, right? Isn't 16 a perfect square? Okay, so let's save ourselves some trouble. Right, 8 plus or minus square root of, what was it? Times 16, good, all over 2. And then to simplify this, we do what? Bring out the what? 4, good. Once we take the square root of 16, on the outside it'll be 4, right? Underneath the radical has to be what? 3 over 2. And the last part, we can simplify this because what goes into all of these? Okay, how many times does 2 go into 8? Into 4? Into 2? Do I have to put over 1? No. So, let me fix this. 4 plus or minus 2 square root of 3 is what you would put right here. Comma, x cannot be 4 plus or minus 2 square root of 3. Alright, how do we feel about adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. Feel pretty confident? Good? Okay. Any final questions before I move on?
If you were able to factor it, how would that be?
You could factor it and say if you could factor this into like x plus 2 and x minus 4. Then on the outside, let's just say there's a 1 over it. Oh, sorry. You would put comma x cannot equal what? And 4, like that.
I did it wrong with my
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you have to make sure you can factor it correctly. Alright, flip it. So now we're going to talk about composition of functions. We're not going to get to 1 through 3, the bottom 1 through 3 on this page. So after we finish 1 through 3 up here, we're going to pack up. Okay, these are pretty easy. We just have to know what they're asking for. So if we're doing order of operations, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, what comes first? Parentheses. So what we're going to do with these is worry about just what's in the parentheses right here, or in the bracket, which is h of negative 2, correct? The h indicates what function we're using, either f of x, g of x, or h of x. For this one, we know it's going to be what? H of x. And what is the difference between h of negative 2 and h of x? I'll write that up here. Don't write it. But what's the difference between h of negative 2 and h of x? They're asking you to plug in what for x? Negative 2. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to take this problem, our h, which is x squared plus 6x plus 8, and replace all the x's with what? Negative 2. Let's go ahead and do that. So what would negative 2 squared be? 4. This would make negative 12. This would make plus 8. So what is 4 minus 12? Plus 8? Good. So I'm going to put under here h of negative 2, because h of negative 2 now we know is what? 0. They're the same thing. So now that I know that h of negative 2 is equal to 0, I can rewrite my original, and instead of h of negative 2, I can replace that with what? 0. So let's do that. Over here, let's write g of, and instead of h of negative 2, I'm going to put what? 0. Good. So this time, now that we've taken care of the inside, we're dealing with what function? G of x, right? Which is what? Negative 2x plus 1, and they want us to plug in what? For what? Good, so we have negative 2 times 0 plus 1, which is going to give us a final answer of, good. Questions? It's easy. It's just a few steps, but it's pretty easy, right? Alright, any questions about that one? Alright, let's move on to number 2. What's in the parentheses, or the brackets? G of 3a, right? That means we're fooling with g of x, which is what? And they want us to plug in what for x? Good, so it'd be negative 2 times plus 1. And what is negative 2 times 3a? Good. Can we simplify this? Negative 6a plus 1? No. So this is g of 3a. I'm just going to put an arrow to it. This is g of 3a. So now we can go back in the original, and we can put f, and in parentheses now we can put what? Good. This indicates now we're dealing with what function? F, which is 5x, and they want us to replace x with? Perfect. So our final answer would be plus 5. Very good. questions? Yes.
So when you get your financial, like negative 6a plus 1, you go to the letter outside.
Yes. And plug it back into the original. Alright, last one. Other questions about this one? Okay. What function am I dealing with first right here? H, which is what? And we want to replace all the x's with what? Good. So a plus 4 squared plus 6 times a plus 4 plus 8. Alright, please don't let me down. What would a plus 4 squared be? You let me down. Why can we not do a squared plus 16 right here?
Because a plus 4 is all together, plus 2 goes to a.
Plus 8a plus 16.
Good. Alright, say that louder.
A squared plus 8a plus 16.
How would he get that from here? He did what?
Outer and inner.
Go ahead, tell him what you did.
Outer and inner terms.
You fold it, right? Because this is a plus 4 times what? A plus 4 times a plus 4. So we're folding because we're multiplying two binomials right here. A plus 4 times a plus 4. We have to fold because it's two binomials. So this would be a squared, correct? And then 4a plus 4a. Let's go ahead and simplify that. That would make 8a plus, what are our last terms? Good. Now let's carry down this. What is 6 times a plus 4? Perfect. Bring down that plus 8. Let's clean it up. This will be a squared. What else? Plus 14a plus what? 48. Is that what y'all got? Alright, so this is h of a plus 4, correct? So now all we have to do is replace this h of a plus 4 with all of this, right? Alright, so let me come back up here and rewrite this. This is f of, now we have, what? A squared plus. So now we're dealing with what function? 5x. And they want us to replace x with what? With what? Good. So just multiplying all of this by 5. We'll start here tomorrow. Your homework? You start?